All right, morning, folks. Warm welcome to our Reality Check podcast. Fantastic as always. We're going to be talking a lot more about the market, especially with the high net worth individuals. What makes them tick? What makes them thrive in a real estate market like ours in Dubai? And to deepen that discussion, we have a very special guest today. We're joined by Loai, the CEO of Provident Real Estate, and we also have Moemen. Moemen's no new face. We've been doing the series called Moments with Moemen. And to add more color and flavor and depth to our discussion, we have our special guest, Loai. Loai, as always, it's always fantastic to have you. Thank you so much for joining. And you always join a very short notice. But it's good to have you back here at the studio. Moemen, thank you as well for joining.
Warm as a gentleman. Thank you so much.
Okay. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot immediately, which is always my style. I love to put people on the spot. We know that Provident has curated a nice book of business for itself. And there is a certain portion of high net worth individuals that you focus on. What's unique about Provident that keeps you a business catering specifically to the high net worth individuals?
Look, I'm going to start with that. Yeah. I mean, we're a company that's been around for 18 years in the market. And obviously, the culture, the team is very important. So a lot of the people in our office are seasoned veterans of the industry. A lot of them have been in real estate since like 2006, 2007. So they've gone through the whole journey of the market. And a lot of people that join us, we're very particular on who we bring on board. We have a very strong training program that goes.
Which I've heard of, by the way.
Yeah, and we're always looking to improve it all the time. But we look for certain characteristics when we're recruiting people, especially people that don't have experience in real estate. We look at, we've seen a lot of success in people that have been working in hospitality,
right,
in banking,
right,
in insurance.
right.
They bring different things on the table. And you know what also lately have been doing very, very well with us are people that are ex-retail people that work with brands like Chanel, Gucci, Dior. They bring that culture with them. They know how to deal with clientele. They know how to understand them, how to relate to them, how to ask them questions. And you know what I realized? Because I talked to them about it. These brands have really invested a lot in these retail guys. So you don't know, like they take them on trips to France, to Italy with their clients, and they get them to learn like the arts, the crafts, and all of that. And
the art and craft is talking to these sophisticated clients.
Correct. But you need to be on the same level when you're having more conversations with them. If they talk about something, you can't just like be quiet. You need to build rapport. And I think they bring it because they've been associated with some brands that have been educating them and giving them that experience and that knowledge. Right. And they've done really well. And they tend to actually do very well in the luxury segments.
Right.
That I feel.
So when you bring these people in, I mean, obviously, there is a proper induction into real estate.
Absolutely.
It's not part of the DNA. I mean, they come from a different stock, a different culture. But having said that, they have interacted with people, especially high net worth individuals. How do you orientate these people into real estate? Get them soaked up.
Okay, look, we have a 2-week training program. That's one. So 1 week is orientation about the company systems and who we are in Dubai and the market.
Yeah.
And then the next week, we send them out on the field and we train them on all the developers and the development. Well, I'll be honest with you. Within 2 weeks, it's never enough. It goes in one ear, comes out of the other very fast. So we always tell the agents, immediately put everything into practice.
Right.
The moment you put it into practice and you go and do it, you will learn it better. So we always tell them, keep on going to the developers. As we work with the DAMAC development team, they're continuously in our office, updating the agents on the products. Yeah. And additionally, they're giving us the key and unique sales propositions of the products to differentiate it from the rest of the market.
Right.
So knowledge is very important, but practicing the knowledge that you're getting is just as important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I walk into big offices, fancy broker houses, and we see the vision statement, mission statement, larger than life frames stuck up on a wall, but that stays on the wall sometimes.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but you got to preach what you practice, right? Yeah. Now, the question I want to ask you is, how do you get these people to, first of all, crack up from their mindsets and start working alongside high net worth individuals? Every agency wants to be there. Some of them claim they are there, but not all of them actually have a story with the boots on the ground. What's your story? How is it different?
Look, when we bring them on, anyways, besides the training that we provide, we study their behaviors things. So we interview probably like 200-300 agents in a month. We recruit around 50. These 50 go 2 weeks in the academy. I would say around 80% make it during that. So if someone doesn't come on time, shows not nice behavior, doesn't understand things. And then we have another 2 weeks on the ground. So you have 2 weeks in the training academy and then 2 weeks afterwards. And we filter them out. But of course, no system is perfect. We're always amending and we're trying to find something better. We're very rigorous with the training. And obviously, these agents, a lot of them, I mean, we tell them we do a lot of marketing. We generate a lot of leads. But at the end of the day, I tell them that should be like 20-30% of your business. Right. You need to be going out networking. You want these high-end luxury investors and buyers, go hang around where they hang around with. Dubai, there's so many places you can go out to. Dinner, cafes, restaurants, hotels, events. We have crypto events. We have the boat show. They just happened. We had a stand over there. You got 500 exhibitions happening all the time. So for anyone who wants to network, Dubai is network heaven. Do you get what I mean? Especially if you want to mingle with the who's and celebrities and all of that. The money's all here. And as you know, statistics are showing us how many millionaires or billionaires are moving to Dubai. So they're concentrated in such a small place. What better opportunity do you have than go out and network and hang around with them? And the moment you hang around with one or two, they introduce you to the rest of the people.
Yeah, got it.
And the moment they see you, knowledgeable, experienced, know how to build rapport, you fit in with you go with that friendship thing, and then it just keeps on growing.
That part clicked, and agreed. As a developer, from Moemen, your point of view,
Yeah.
what gives you the joy of working with somebody like Provident? I mean, what is that you look for?
See, especially Provident, I'll be honest with you. It's
you got to be absolutely honest. Remember.
No, I'll be totally honest. Very few companies that we see on monthly basis, we have at least 50, 60 new joiners coming to our office for, I think, 1 or 2 days for training as well. Or I don't think we do this with anyone else, but on monthly basis. So we get the new joiners from all the brokers that we work with, but on monthly basis, no one is still.
But what's your thoughts on when you bring them on board for about 2 days, and what you said? But what do you focus with them? These group of people that you bring from Provident.
All right, mainly the new launches, because the hype of the new projects. It's much easier to sell as well. Plus, as per Loai instructions as well, to focus on the high tickets. All right. The sale of 1 million, it's similar to the sale of 100 million.
Yeah,
just the approach of the broker and the client. That's the whole correct. And we don't need to train them on this because Loai is doing a great job doing this as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, I'll add one more point. When it comes to the name of the company, it gives a huge difference for those type of clients to trust the company and to trust the agents.
Exactly.
I don't think such clients will trust like a 1 or 2 years old real estate agents
and given the
or any companies.
And given the fact that these are not your ordinary clients,
100%.
who might miss tertiary information. These are people who deep dive, do your research, they know what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
And therefore they would want to go.
We just wanted to add one thing. I mean, because we've been working together for a long time. I always get feedback. I call Moemen, I ask him, or I call someone from your team and I tell him, what did you think of the guys that do for the training? He gives me feedback. Yeah, I think he's going to make it. He's good. He asks the right questions. He looks presentable. He can build rapport with the clients. I'm not really sure about this guy. So we take this information. We don't take action immediately, but we have notes. We have a CRM, an HR module. We'll make notes on each guy so we can understand their behavior, so we can help them guide. Maybe he's not for the agent for the high ticket clients.
Right.
Maybe he's for the mid upper or mid tier, and that's just good. Also, that's fine. So we kind of label them. We understand how to work with them, and we start knowing how to train them and guide them better. And that's where the relationship really works. Is that we get a lot of advice from them too, because they might see things that we don't see. And sometimes they come and tell me. I'll be honest with you, happens a lot of times. I thought I wasn't sure about the agent, and then I get really good feedback about the person from training, and they tell me, you know what, this guy's really good. Push him. I think if you give him a bit of support, he's gonna do well. And it's happened many times to me.
Yes, yeah. And I think you need blokes to be really sharp at that level, right? Does that, as a developer and as a broker together, do you come to a point of agreement saying, well, that's the 10 people that I would want to focus and work with? Is that how the model works? Or is this going to be distributed? It's all for everyone's in it.
Look, I'm sorry, I'm all for equal opportunities, and I even tell I have friends working in my office, but I don't give them any advantage because they're my friend from school or whatever. It's all based on merits, on what you are doing and what you're offering on the table. So the information we get from him, we work on it. We give everyone equal opportunities, and we would support further where we can find someone's strength.
But it's based on the strength of how you hire as well,
Correct,
right?
yes.
So it's always worth the while to distribute that opportunity.
I'll give you just a small example. There was an agent, he's very, very good. And we were giving him English leads. And then we heard his call recordings, because, we sit there, we record a lot of the calls. And he was very poor in his English, but he's very good in his Arabic. So we identified that and went back and said, you know what, buddy? Focus on the Arabic clients and go improve your English. The moment your English is improved, then it will do. We're sure of it, because you're working in Dubai and the UAE in this industry. We'll support you further in, giving you English leads. And these are things that we can identify and work with also.
That's fair. Quid pro quo. Yeah, I mean, you've got your skills and talent in certain ways. Use it.
Deploy them. I mean, I have agents I love to get call leads because we have a lead pool. They just love hammering. I have guys that despise it. I mean, you can do anything. They're not going to call them leads. I have guys that would like to stand out, go to networking events and meet clients over there. Everyone, you need to figure out their strength. There's no cookie cutter or each broker or approach. And even when you talk about luxury too, there's certain characteristics of what type of clients buy luxury, but then you've got some clients that are very technical. He might be a billionaire, but he's an IT billionaire and he's very technical, and he's the type of guy when you're talking to him, he wants the details. You know what I mean? And the numbers. And he wants to see it on a chart. You get on an Excel. Yeah. He doesn't want you calling him and taking him out to dinner or entertaining him. He just wants numbers. And there's that kind of client. So you need that type of agents to take care of them. And we have these agents in our office. You guys have them too. So we've got these technical agents who are the number guys. Right. And then we've got the guys that have no clue about the numbers, but they're good at entertaining and they know about the product and they've got a gut instinct which product is good and will sell and will increase in value.
Yeah, but I think that's what keeps them top the game, right?
He knows them. Because he knows which agents I'm talking about.
100%.
But that's a delight to work with them, right? You get your stuff done. Well, if the guys go get your stuff done. It's interesting that you mentioned about no cookie cutter approach. Everyone, different stroke with different folks. Listen, as Loai, as Provident, what are those values, uncompromisable values, that you would want your team to exhibit at any given point of time?
What are they? More than me, than ever, even on, you're talking about taglines or whatever company, we don't just create transactions. We don't create transactions, we build relationships. Okay.
So important.
So for us, not only that, is honesty is very important, because we're in an industry that a lot of people, they just coming into the field and they want to make quick money agents.
And they're willing to do anything for that.
Correct. And then I see these type of agents, yes, they've been in the industry, but they don't have repeat buyers. And you will notice that behavior in some agents. You just burn their clients, sell them whatever comes on board. Let me sell them that, sell them that, sell them that, and they lose them. So for me, honesty is very important. And that's why as Provident, it has survived for 18 years. There's very few agencies in Dubai that have existed in the brokerage field for all these years, winning awards year on year with most master developers because of our honesty and transparency. And I feel for me, that is one of the most important things. And the DAMAC for us is also one. I mean, the DAMAC survived from the beginning. I mean, I went through the 2008 crisis. And very few developers survived. There were like thousands upon thousands of developers. And DAMAC is probably the only private developer that survived through 2008, continued, and delivered projects. Do you get what I mean? And that's a very important factor. Today, there's so many developers.
Who you partner with, right?
Okay.
Absolutely.
We don't sell every developer. Let me just clarify that. Not every developer that comes to us. We're very focused on certain developers. But DAMAC has survived all of this and delivered, and has created different communities around it. And that is very important for us. And that's how the products that we're selling represents us also. And that's very important for us too.
I'm going to flip that question around from a client's point of view.
Yeah.
If I were a client, I would approach Loai, based on also the development, training, and support that you provided to the team, and I would approach how different would be my experience versus going to any other broker.
Look, DAMAC, I'll be honest with you, when I first started in real estate, I went, actually, DAMAC used to have an academy in Mazaya. I remember it very well. In 2007, I went and they would give you a certificate. They do the training, you do the questionnaires. They will tell you the buildings in the different areas, and you'd have to, answer the Q&A, and then you get a grade, and then you get a star. And actually, DAMAC, for me, everyone knows this in the industry. DAMAC is the best academy, school for real estate.
That's right.
Not only in the brokerage, not a lot of people that worked in DAMAC and went to brokerage, but DAMAC and potentially worked in other developers. Their success story started from where? From here.
Right.
Honestly, even if you look at other developers, it's been a breathing ground, an academy of training the top and the best developer, brokers, or agents in the city. And that's a reality, right?
Because Anita hates this word.
Now what?
The Mac is the school, the Mac is
But it is.
Yeah,
It's a reality.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a holy grail of learning. It's been a fantastic place to pick stuff up. I'm going to twist it around analytics. Another differentiator for top brokers to be in business is how they are on top of market clients. Right? Not just being analytical, but more being oriented towards what customer trends are, buyer behavior are, therefore representing your clients well. Right? And as a broker, you're not representing the market, you're representing your client. Correct. So I'm going to take it from that angle. What is that Provident does, for instance, and also how DAMAC supports them in this endeavor?
Yeah.
It's to keep yourself up in the game using business analytics.
Absolutely.
How do you use that? Do you even do it? I mean, most of them don't. The reason I'm asking you is a blunt question. Do you even do it? If you do it, but what do you do?
Absolutely. I mean, in our Monday morning meetings, our training, one of it, we put up the statistics of which areas are the top selling, why the transactions happening, and the market trends. Every Monday we talk about it, and then we send that report to our brokers every week. And every quarter we do a market report on what's happening in the market, what are the transactions, what are the key areas, what are the trends, not only the sales trends, but what are the search trends. So actually we have 3 ways of getting the data. Obviously, we have Property Monitor, which is connected to the land department. So based on the transactions, actual on the ground, we see.
Okay, down that data.
Then we go to the portals, and then we can see in the back end what are the search criteria. Right. Maybe people are searching certain amenities, certain areas, and all of that. So that is what you're going to get beforehand, because the data for Property Monitor you got is what already happened. Now you're getting what's going to happen. But also with the support of the developers, they're always exchanging data in terms of, they tell us, okay, in this certain community, we're noticing an uptrend in this kind of community or this certain nationality buying. So they prepare us in order, because what we do, we obviously got running campaigns, and we do road shows, events, property shows. So we know ahead of time, there's an uptrend in a certain area or a certain country that we need to focus on, or they're particularly buying in a certain area. I'll give you a perfect example. The US today. I mean, okay, US is the largest country, in the world, with the most purchasing power in the world. They weren't really buying in the UAE. Only in the last year and a half.
You're seeing a shift in trend.
Oh, we have seen an incredible shift in trend, and they're coming over and buying. And it was a no touch zone back in the days. I mean, we've got our communities that have been buying since the beginning, and they're still at the top. The Indian community, the Pakistani community. You've got the Chinese coming and going. And then we had the Russians a couple of years back. Russians come and go. They're always buying, but they come and go. You got the Italians. They've always been buying, but not so much. And then you have an uptrend. The French, the Germans, the Austrians. The Brits have always been buying, but now we see even a stronger uptrend.
I've heard that. I mean, not just in the migration of the millionaires, but you're also seeing a slice of the middle income now slipping through to Dubai.
I mean, unfortunately, we don't want to talk about their internal economic policies. That's driving them to come to a better place.
Yeah, there's a windfall gains always by rails. I'm going to ask you another question. We know that your team specifically focuses on creme de la creme issue. You don't want to be all over the place. You train your team that. Tell me, how do you prepare your team to manage, let's say, a trend by public? What do you do?
Which is very difficult.
Besides kicking the kid in butt. Sorry, I mean, I'm not sure it's going to go up, but
we speak almost every other day, by the way. Exactly. Because there's always these good, bad issues, fixes, this, deals done, how we're going to close it, how we're going to fix this, agent. every day after day we're speaking to each other.
Yeah. And I know your team. Tell me the average number of years your team members have been with you.
For 4 years,
That's a minimum, right?
4 to 5 years.
4 to 5 years. Okay. That's the amount of inputs that has gone in developing that army. That
100%.
what have you done?
See, I would give the credit only to myself, to be honest, because at the end it's a mindset. If the agent or the broker even had the mindset of selling those type of clients and those type of products, they will do it.
So it goes back to hiring then, isn't it?
It goes back to hiring.
Exactly what you just mentioned.
We go back to
People that mindset.
Absolutely.
There's a certain bent, right? That's kind of people that you need.
on the passive. What else? 100%. Trainings as well, of course. On product knowledge, on.
And I know you personally train as well.
Yes,
You being my only competition, Babu.
I know that. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's a great honor, by the way. So this is one thing. The second thing, we try to give the knowledge that we have as much as we can to the broker as well. Right. It's impossible for the broker to have the 100%, and you don't need to have 100% information on the product. Because at the end, the broker with the client, he should be like kind of an advisor, not pushing towards one project or one developer. So at the end, he cannot know everything about every luxury project in the market possible. Absolutely. And it's very few, by the way, very few areas and very few developers that have this segment of projects. Absolutely. But now, if you think about it on another aspect, now our clients, as a developers, our clients are the brokers. Absolutely. They are not the clients. Correct. Right? Yeah. So dealing with the brokers, serving them with every and each single small requirements or request till the biggest one. We have to do this. And you know how hard sometimes it is, especially an asset like this, of course. And not only this. So it's not that we only do sales. No, we do sales, we do admin job, we do contract team jobs, we do sales admin jobs, till the handover until the CRM job. So that's a whole journey, all journey. So the team has to be trained, of course, across all the process, and you detail it that way, 100%.
It's a wedding. I understand that it's always like a wedding when a developer works with a broker. I mean, I can believe that we will vetted very long, DAMAC and Provident together. But you don't work with everyone from Moemen's team, do you? I mean, I'm just having a candid chat. Are you picky?
No, I'll be honest with you. His team is very solid. They've been with him. They're very loyal. They're very transparent. And what's very important for us, besides their product knowledge and their experiences, and their honesty also. And that goes a long way. And that's why we've maintained our relationship with him and his team, which is very, very important for us. Do we work with all of them? I'm not really sure, but yes, we do pass and work with others. Yeah, there's the main, I would say there's like that 20-30% is where majority of the business is to. But we do work with a full team. Right. But because his team's been working with us for such a long time, and that doesn't happen overnight.
That's honestly what you build.
Correct. The chemistry. I mean, they're very helpful. They help us. They support us, and agents, to be honest, brokers. I know it, and God help you guys. They're the biggest naggers. They're worse than clients. So I can understand what they go through and everything. So it's very appreciative, everything they've done to support these guys. Yeah. And brokers don't appreciate it on top of it. A lot of people.
Well, that's a hard fact.
I get it because I have I'll be honest with you. A broker comes up to me and is like, yeah, I called this guy. He didn't answer his phone. I'm like, buddy, he's got 100 calls. It's in the middle of the launch. Right. He's booking units. If you really need him, go drive and meet him. Then he will answer your calls. Don't be calling him and thinking, and every call you expect he answers. Like I tell them, you don't even answer your calls. You want him to answer every call, and at 11, and at 12.
Yes, whenever I feel like.
Do you get what I mean? I get, because I know what they go through. I've heard agents in my office communicating with your agents in the middle of the morning. Yeah. To be honest with you, at night or meeting clients at 10:30 or 11 supporting. So I know everything they go through. It's not easy.
But I mean, like if you were to serve the ultra high net worth, but that's the extra value that you have to bring to the table, right? That's the extra work you have to do. Yeah. That's the extra labor we got to put in. I'm going to put you on the spot again, which I always enjoy doing. Property monitor, which is dissecting the data.
Yeah.
And your sweet spot now, about 60% of our business is between 1.5 to 5 million. 60% of our business last year, 2024.
Repeat, sorry?
1.5 to 5 million. 60% of our business sat there.
That's pretty good because the average market is less, by the way.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good. Actually,
Yeah.
pretty good. We looked at the 10 million and above, which is the bracket of the ultra high net worth that we call. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think 10 million is now looking like a cookie actually.
Yeah.
People started for breakfast. You've got huge deals that are happening. Speaking to the chairman about 2 days ago, and he was mentioned, people are buying $250,000 villas even now in Panjura.
Correct.
Which is true. Therefore, people are coming and still buying. I know it's hard. The market's not that very easy like what it used to be, right? You remember the times when everybody wanted 20 units. So we're now condensing it to a top of the pyramid, a little more challenging, and only the brave will have the fortune cookie jar full. We know that too. How does Provident, in that competitive environment that we are in today, manage to even attract these ultra high net worth individuals who are fuzzy, who are very picky, not easy to find, absolutely, and in a market which is more or less now in that mid-tier? How do you manage?
Look, there's no perfect formula for it. But for us, what gives us the advantage is we've been around for 18 years. That's one. Our history, our credibility. People know us. We're a brand that's multiple. Probably we're one of the most awarded brokerage real estate in Dubai history, year on year, quarter on quarter, winning with all the developers.
Will that be your cornerstone value? And transparency, trust?
Absolutely. And additionally, as a company, we're not just a brokerage agency. We offer a different solution. So we own a mortgage company, holiday home company, property management, snagging, company setup, and we assist in golden visas and everything. So when they come up to us, they're comfortable because they're like everything on service is all under one roof. And they really appreciate it and they stay and they stick with us. So that's one thing why we've been able to retain the clients. At the same time, clients are big ticket buyers and all of this. He's not just buying one unit, he's buying multiple. He's looking to work with a credible company that's been around. Hear what I need to service it. And that's very important. And that's what we have been able to achieve. And people refer other people. So besides all the marketing and the branding that we have, mostly is relations and referral business that has built us as a company where we are today. I mean, like I said, the credibility is very important.
Absolutely.
They're going to look at 18-year-old company or a 6-month-old company. Today, I don't know the exact numbers. There's people estimating there's 60,000 brokers. It's insane in Dubai. I mean, when we started, it was like 1,500. My ORN and BRN number is one of the first companies in Dubai to get the BRN and the rarer numbers. You get what I mean? Actually, if you go on the land department website, there's only 25 agents with 5 stars, and 2 of them are in my office. Where can you see that? That itself gives you a lot of credibility.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, 18 years of history in Dubai. You dug your heels, stayed your course, weathered the elements. We've seen the 2008 meltdown. I'm sure you came out of it as well.
Yeah.
I can't say unscathed, but it's left dents and scratches, but you've come out of it and grown and evolved.
Exactly.
How do you manage to retain and continue servicing these clients? Because they don't give you referrals otherwise, right? I mean, there's an experience journey.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
First, I've been investing a lot in technology and our CRM and our data.
Well, it's good to know that.
So, for example, when we have clients, they purchase from us, we put in the CRM his birthday and everything. Wow. We have a little mailer that sends out happy birthday, Provident Real Estate, and we send them a little WhatsApp and SMS also. We train the agents also. We're like, when you get a client, you sell them a property, take them out for lunch or dinner, or buy them a small gift. Doesn't have to be expensive, just something meaningful. If he's with his kids, get something for his kids. 2 weeks ago, one of my agents closed 2 buildings. I'm not going to say where it was. He brought the client to my office. They were a German family. The lady, wife, daughter, and father came to the office. It was the daughter's birthday. He had a cake ready for her, and he gave her a gift too. And I was like, after the meal finished, I'm like, man, well done. That's how you treat what's thoughtful. And he's like, I just did it because these clients were so nice. I wanted to give them something back. It has nothing to do with the building. He goes, see, I go to him, that's how you work.
Oh, it's just a genuine token of
appreciation. Yeah, but because, for example, me, I have clients, because I was a broker back in the days, right? Some of my clients I sold to back in 2006 and 2007, I still talk to them today. Hey, how you doing? How's everything? How's your son, Adam? How's your daughter? How's everything with you? That's it. I'm not calling him to sell a property. Yeah. It's calling to check how he is. Because he's become a friend. And that's how you build relations in this industry. And it's very important.
And what you said, I still want to go back to what you said earlier in our conversation. Transaction was a relationship. The equity that you're investing is into helping your team build solid relationships with your clients. You also have built a nice process. End to end, there's a whole journey backward integrated. From the time the client arrives, you buy the property, you're managing the property, holiday homes, rentals, shortlets. You've got the whole storyline put together, right? Do all clients actually use those services, or are they very select?
Of course, so if I select it, not all of them, but if it's like agents, do they use all services? They use it when they need it, right? A la carte, it's there. Do you get what I mean?
It's important not to go outside.
Correct, yeah. And do clients maybe want to use other services from other companies? They do it. That's fine. But I have it available for you. If you need it, it's right there in under one roof to give you the security that you need. Happy days. If he wants to use other companies, that's his prerogative, right? But they tend to kind of want to use us, actually. After they've done one, they tend to, because I'll be honest with you, when I look at our services, all our clients, all our other departments or businesses we have, they all come from Provident. So Provident is the main, and they all trickle down to mortgages, to holiday homes, to property management, Elsaghier. It's all clients coming from there end of the day. So yes, they are using it. Not all. I don't know the numbers. Actually, I'll start studying the numbers now. You brought it up. I'd like to know. Maybe, it's 20%, 30%. Can we work on increasing that share?
Absolutely.
I will actually start looking at it now after you mentioned it.
Yeah, well, which is a thought that came to my mind. I want to ask you a question. You've been working with Provident, a lot of relationship with Provident, that many years of existence, something common between DAMAC and Provident, the number of years we've been in business together. What's 2025 looking like in your relationship with? Well, I will not accept it's going to remain the same as an answer because I know it won't. We spoke you're a man. We spoke outside the dining. I read your mind. You didn't see the tarot cards when you came in, did you?
Actually, we set up now, let's say, our goal for this year.
Yeah.
For Provident to be among the top 3, not even top 5, the top 3, first of all. Right. So reaching that, we have to work on multiple, of course, points, and one of them is the luxury segment. Because I don't think you can reach one of the top 3 if you don't have the big tickets, you don't have the bulk deals, and so on. The good thing about Loai is that he puts his hand on the company from day one I saw him till now, 100%. Yeah, and he's involved in everything, even with the agents, even with the trainings, even with the developer, with the relationship between Provident and DAMAC. He's the one also but the main person of the company, which is good, and this is something that you don't see it in other as well.
Don't you burn out? So this expands. It's a general question, though.
I have burnt out many times before. I've learned how to relax and meditate.
Good.
But finding the right people to take the right positions. Today, I feel we've covered a lot of that aspect, and I see a huge improvement. That's what before we were coming in, this is what me and him were talking about. I told him, I feel really things are reaching where I want them to be in the structure in the office. And I go to them this year. Our goal is to kick some ass with you guys a lot more than what we've done in the past.
Right.
And increase our numbers. You always look at your market share and how much you close, and year on year, you want to improve it. So constant for me is going backwards. So there's no constant. The market is growing. So if you're not growing at a higher percentage than what the market is growing, then you're failing. And even in the office, we look at market share. So we sold more properties, we sold more value, but in the market, did we increase our market share or did our market share go down? Right. And that's very important to assess yourself if you're doing well or not. Right. And that's how we look at things always.
I had this conversation on New Year's Eve. Yeah. I remember the day. It was 31st of December.
Right.
And so I told him, how was 2024 with you? He said, actually, you know what? We sold more, but I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I said, okay. Right. So it's all about the market share.
Right.
And this is something we're really, really good.
Because that's what differentiates. Of course, top of the line business people will have a vision, not just business acumen. A lot of people bring acumen.
Yeah.
That vision.
Absolutely.
And to put that vision in motion. The other one that I can think of is Amira Hassan. You remember in our employee town hall, she mentioned, I'm not in the business to be number one, number two. I'm in the business of market share. And I can see that you resonating that as well.
Absolutely. It's right.
Which tells me that you are on the right trajectory.
Yeah.
It's true or not.
I mean, even in the company, we did so much restructuring, and this is what we discussed that time we were there. I told them I did a lot of changes, and I've learned throughout my career, anytime you do change, you lose a lot of people leave because they don't understand it. You get them out of their comfort. And I got them, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay with it. And that's the right thing because I know where we're going. And it did happen to us in 2024. We did a lot of changes, changed a lot of infrastructure. People weren't comfortable with it. They left, which is okay. But where we are today, we're a lot better than where we were before, and we're only going to get better. That's what's important.
Gentlemen, this conversation has been an absolute eye-opener for me. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Boy, it's been a pleasure. It's always an joy to have your insight, especially it's so honest when you bring out the data. Because everybody knows, sitting here today, you've given us the most genuine information that we possibly
Appreciate it. Thanks.
So, not all of them are forthcoming, but I saw that you've not held back anything. You shared everything, put everything on the table. Moemen is always a joy. We're going to take Moments with Moemen to another level in 2025. That's the promise that you're going to give you as a team as well, all of us together. And more conversations with Loai. Thank you, guy. And we'll hold him to it at the end of the year to see whether that 2025 happiness has finally arrived.
We'll take snippets from each one.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. What was your prayer?